What's up, guys? So before we get started, I just have to say a warm welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for your support and kind comments. You know, I'm just a chick who loves Star Wars and I had no one to talk to about it. So that's why I started this channel, to engage with this fandom, and it's really been incredible to start seeing that hard work pay off. So welcome to everyone. With all the mushy stuff out of the way, let's talk about this Skeleton Crew trailer, because I got thoughts. So I'm gonna talk about this from two perspectives. First, as a fan watching the trailer, and second, as an advertising specialist looking at the marketing around the show, because I always find that fascinating. Advertising aside, let me just talk about this trailer from purely a fan standpoint. My honest first reaction to this trailer is how I missed when Star Wars had a rhyme and a reason for existing. I missed whenever there was a trilogy, or we knew for a fact that they had a story lined out, or we thought they had a story lined out with some of the work that we've seen. I'm pretty dang tired of this throw everything against the wall and see what sticks type of content. It just seems so sporadic. And don't get me wrong, I love creativity and it definitely has its place, but eventually you have to focus on quality over quantity and choose a freaking story to expand on, because too much of anything is a bad thing. It really doesn't seem like they have a long-term plan with these shows. They're just one-offs. I don't know, I feel like they're just going off of vibes or something, which is wild. But it is what it is, they're doing this, so let's get into this trailer. So I like the upbeat energy. I like the new characters. It looks fun. I did not like seeing Suburbs in this galaxy. It was kind of like seeing a vegetarian stand at a barbecue festival. It just felt like a general sci-fi show, not really like it belonged in a galaxy far, far away. It seems like a galaxy pretty nearby. I was pleasantly surprised to see Jude Law because I think he's a great actor and I generally like everything that he's in. I am a bit, worried about him teaming up with a bunch of kids. I haven't seen him in that type of role before. I'm sure he'll do amazing and that the kid actors will do their best. It's just the writing I have zero hope for, because at the end of the day, if the writing is a steaming pile of horseshite, then the show will suck. It doesn't matter what top tier actors you throw into the show. They're pretty limited to the script. So as much as I like Jude Law, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I mean, I don't doubt Jude's abilities by any means. Disney just, they don't have the best track record as of late of telling a cohesive story that's entertaining to watch at the same time. But the show certainly has potential. New characters, a new idea. Seems like it's really leaning into the pirates being the antagonist versus the Jedi Sith story that we're used to. So that's fun. But I'm just not a fan of the real world feel because it destroys my immersion immediately. The ambiance just feels like Earth. Starting off with the modern school setting, taking a test, then flashing to the suburbs, then the kids hanging out and going into the woods and finding something. Those are not fantastical by any means. But then hearing them find a Jedi temple brought me back into it, like, oh right, this is supposed to be a Star Wars show. So that immediately got my attention because I liked a lot of the Jedi temple remnant story plots from Rebels. But other than that, that's all I can really say, because trailers are meant to look amazing. That's what they're for. Seeing every interesting aspect of a show back to back in a quick trailer will of course look epic, but those same moments spread out over multiple slower episodes is miserable if there's nothing else but the flashes seen in trailers. Again, we'll see. I'll give it a watch and judge it for what it is. Let me know if y'all like the trailer and are planning to give it a watch. Half of me really doesn't want to watch it because I don't want to reward any more lazy, cheap attempts when all these actors, they genuinely deserve so much better. But the other half of me is curious and open-minded to see if they have anything new up their sleeves now that they've had their first cancellation with The Acolyte. So now putting on my work hat and taking a look at the marketing around the show, what is up with the constant comparing Star Wars to everything except Star Wars? It's been a common trope for a while now. The most recent example was The Acolyte. Every freaking episode was being compared to something totally not Star Wars related. And honestly, they weren't even good comparisons. For instance, one episode was compared to Lord of the Rings when the Jedi were like walking along the trail. Then it was compared to Predator when they were in the forest. And then it was compared to the Game of Thrones Red Wedding episode at one point. And now the talking point is comparing Skeleton Crew to the Goonies. Like, yeah, it's never ending, y'all. I know Disney said this show is inspired by Spielberg and his movies, but it bothers me because a brand like Star Wars with an already creatively rich foundation with plenty of brand equity around the world really shouldn't need inspiration from other movies and ideas when you own the motherlode of all things Star Wars lore. To me, it's like Mr. Krabs going to Plankton for a humbucket burger recipe as the owner of the freaking Krusty Krab and the Krabby Patty secret formula. You have no need to go elsewhere. What are you doing? I don't know if this Goonies thing is a talking point Disney gives out for its influencers, which is not a dig. Brands do that. I work with brands who we engage with influencers all the time, so that wasn't a dig by any means. Hearing countless content creators and bloggers had the exact same talking point of Goonies in space, even Stranger Things, really isn't the flex that you think it is, Disney. It just makes your project seem creatively bankrupt for having to bring up a much better movie to garner interest in this month's Star Wars flavor of the month. So again, I'm I'm not even touching on the trailer at this point. I'm just looking at the story being told surrounding the show and how they're going to market with it. Not only that, but how people are eating up this comparison like crazy. Me personally, I do not like these comparisons at all, if you can't tell. I think it's a red flag. It's telling me that the show does not have enough substance to stand on its own legs, and its only appeal is knocking off something that already exists. As a consumer, I much prefer a value proposition that's original and doesn't feel like anything else. Because if I want to see the Goonies, I'm just gonna go see the Goonies. I don't want to see Star Wars versions of anything. I just want to watch Star Wars, period. But I get it, the comparison seems too easy and blatant to ignore. My fascination is really with the marrying of the two, where I have not heard Skeleton Crew without Goonies being said shortly after. And that's no coincidence, folks. That's all I'm saying. So let's just be educated consumers. Now we find ourselves in an ongoing dance of brand dissonance. As Star Wars fans, we're stuck in this cycle over and over again. Hopes up, and then we're like, what the heck, wait, how did they even market this film? This is not at all what they marketed or what I was expecting. Disney, Lucasfilm, they keep promising these new adventures, and then we watch the show and it's actually just a repackaged story with cameos sprinkled throughout. Promising something, we're getting something totally different. That's brand dissonance. So, are y'all excited to see the burbs of Star Wars? I don't know, y'all probably did not care as much as I did, but that one scene of the suburbs, it was such an eyesore to the entire trailer for me. Like, I don't know why, it really bothered me. But anyways, let me get out of here. I'm getting ready for my trip to Ireland and London, which I'm super pumped about, and finalizing my itinerary to hit up Star Wars filming sites, plus some Harry Potter sites in London, and some World War II sites. I clearly need to figure all that out, because I really want to feed all the parts of my inner nerd. Love Harry Potter, World War II. My obsession with World War II really started when I read that World War II was one of George Lucas's inspirations for Palpatine and how he came to power. So then I went down the dark rabbit hole of watching every documentary about World War II and getting obsessed, and now I want to go to all the places in London where Churchill made all his speeches and all the things. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on socials, and let me know in the comments if you're gonna watch the show, and also if you have any favorite places you've been to in Ireland or London. Super excited. So anyways, much love and God bless.